Hi, welcome to Checking In at SEA. I am Perry Cooper here in the midst of one of our new projects that is almost ready to open. Steve St. Louis has been with us before with Checking In. He is our project manager on the air side here for the International Arrivals Facility. Steve, where are we right now? Remind us.
Yeah, hey Perry. We're in what we call a pod, and what this building does for us is it allows us to separate domestic and international passengers. All right. So, if you look at these doors over here, you can see passengers and coming out of that little portal. In international flight, these doors will actually be propped open right here. Passengers will come into this pod, and this is where we have vertical circulation. So this is where we have our elevators, our escalators, and stairs to bring us to what we call the sterile corridor or the international corridor, which will bring you to the arrivals hall.
So this actually, for those who don't realize it, this actually expands the amount of gates that we have for international arrivals, correct? This is the A concourse right next to us that you saw people coming out of for a domestic flight. We're now able to use this for international flights.
Yeah, that's correct, Perry. What we have is we call them swing gates. So this gate here now can serve as a domestic gate, which right now the passengers are coming off the plane and they're going right into the A concourse, which also gives us the flexibility as a swing gate to use it as an international gate. So this has allowed us, we have 4 pods throughout the International Arrivals Facility, which allows us to add 8 international capable gates.
And that's exciting from an international standpoint because in the past we've had a huge backlog of international flights in the old facility, and people have had to actually wait on the aircraft or even wait on the taxi lanes to get into some of those gates. So this is just a big expansion for our entire international programs.
Yeah, absolutely. This should allow us a lot better experience for the customer.
And so now what we want to do is we want to give you a bit of an idea of what the experience is going to be if you are an international traveler. So as we say, this is going to lead us up to the secure corridor. Let's take you up there and show you what that looks like. What you're reading is passport control in multiple different languages. We are at the top of what's our secure corridor that you mentioned before, Steve. So this is where we would have come up if we walked up the stairs that we saw or the escalator. What happens here now?
Yeah, so we are on the journey as an international passenger. Okay, we've just came into the pod. We took the elevator or the escalator or the stair up until what we call the sterile corridor or the international corridor is what we used to call it. In this hallway, you're going to head down this way around the corner, and this is what's going to bring you to the new International Arrivals Hall, and also the first set of bathroom, restroom facilities for use, and you'll continue your journey.
And explain just real briefly for folks who don't realize, why do we need to have this specifically for international passengers? What's the security situation?
This hall here, the sterile corridor, is for passengers who have not been cleared into the country. All right, they're not cleared into the United States yet, so they need to get processed by the CBP, the Customs Border Protection officers, and once they're cleared by CBP, then they can either go on to another leg of their flight to another destination, or they can continue their journey into Seattle.
Okay, and that keeps them separate from domestic passengers.
That's correct. We got to separate domestic and international passengers out
until those are all clear. Okay,
yeah.
And that's walking on down the lane here, and then we'll show you just one last thing at the end as you enter into the country. As you get to the end of the hall, you'll see one of the key components, restrooms. You've just come off a long international flight. You've taken that left out of the security corridor. What's this last part, Steve?
Yeah, Perry. To your point, this is the first spot on the journey that you get to use a facility. And you just went down the long hallway, the international corridor. You made a turn, and now you are at the entrance of the new International Arrivals Hall. And this is where you'll begin your journey to actually enter the United States and meet up with a Customs and Border Protection agent.
That is your international security corridor route. We're excited. Thanks for your time, Steve.
Yeah, you're welcome, Perry.
And this is going to be something that you're really going to be excited to see and experience once you get here to SEA and the new International Arrivals Facility. Thanks for checking in at SEA. We'll see you again.